Hari Om Jagdisha ji.
Hari Om Jagdisha ji.
Om Hari Om Hari Om.
Hari Om Hari Om. Namasarvebhyah.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.
Jagdishji, thank you for that text on WhatsApp.
Okay, let's see how it works.
Yes, we will see.
All right.
Namaste ji.
Yeah. Hope it helps because everybody goes through that.
Only one.
All right. I think everybody gotten used to the 2-minute grace period. I think they become immune to the grace period, I think. All right, let's start with the prayers. Let me share my prayer screen. Okay, let's do the prayers. Maybe 1 or 2 people can join me in the prayers. Unmuting. Om Gajanana Padmarkam Gajanana Maharnisham Ekadantam Bhaktanam Ekadantam Upasmahe Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini
Vidyarantam Karishyami.
Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada
Guru
Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Veeryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Vakyakaram Vararuchim
Akyakaram Vararuchim.
Bhashakaram Patanjalim
Bhāṣyakaram Patanjalim.
Pāṇiniṃ Sutrakarancha
Pāṇiniṃ Sutrakarancha.
Pranatosmi Munitrayam
Pranatosmi Munitrayam.
Atha Maheshwara Sutrani
Athamaheshvara Sutrani.
Ayun
Ayun.
Riluk
Riluk.
Evong
Eong.
Ayauch
Ayauch.
Ayavarat
Ayavarat.
Van Yamangananam
Yamaganam.
Jabhan
Jaban.
Ghadadash
Ghadadash.
Jabagadadash
Jabagadash.
Kapha Chatata Chatatau
Kapha Chatata Chatatav.
Kapai
Kapai.
Shashasar
Shashatar.
Pal
Hal.
Iti Maheshwarani Sutrani.
Iti Maheshwarani Sutrani.
Any questions? There may be too many questions, but my standard answer is wait for a couple of sutras and then most of the questions will be answered. Still, while we are waiting for the rest of the class to join, any questions?
This is Ram. Can
Yeah.
you please go over the vibhaktis, that 1, 5, 6, 7?
Okay.
Can you explain
Sure.
that term quickly?
Sure. Yeah. Very simple. Whatever is denoted with vibhakti 6 is the place of change. What the denotion of vibhakti 6 we will see, okay, when we get a couple of examples, like how you change something into vibhakti 6. Okay, we'll a couple of examples.
How do we identify which vibhakti it is? You
Okay.
said it's different than normal.
Yeah.
Iti,
No.
how that iti iti is vibhakti 6? How do we see the T as 6? That I didn't understand.
Yeah. That is, you will know how it is done when we work out 2 or 3 sandhis.
Okay.
How it is written. Now the iti will not be shown in 6th vibhakti. I will show you that whatever shown in 6th vibhakti is in the sutra. Okay, like the ikara of iti is the place of change. The ikara and the end of the iti is the place of change. So it will be indicate that ikara will be shown in 6th vibhakti. How it is shown, we will know it after when we study 2 or 3 sutras.
Okay.
Right now, I'm giving you the terminologies, like these 4 vibhaktis are used for these 4 purposes, primarily, which are not the common usages of vibhakti. Common usages of vibhakti are there in all languages. Okay?
Right.
And all the specific things used in the grammar, you will know only when we look at a couple of worked examples or a couple of sutras.
Okay. I'll be patient. I'll watch it.
Right. So that I told you that will be going my standard answer.
Okay.
And then my idea is we will go a little slower in this 2 or 3 sandhis till people get the hang of this vibhakti concept, how it is used in the sutra, so that everybody should be on board. Otherwise, there's no purpose. Okay.
Great. Thank you.
Okay.
One simple thing is, how do you is it a dirgha e? If it is a 7, is dirgha e or rasva e? Because the sthani is going to be a. Like say if you're not sure about the word, then how do you know it's a rasva number 7 or dirgha 7?
Yeah, we'll see all those things. Okay. Now, if you saw the table of Marut Shabda, you will know that 7th vibhakti is rasva only.
Say that again, Marut Shabda what?
If you saw the 7th vibhakti or the Marut Shabda table that I sent,
yes,
you will see the 7th vibhakti indication will be short e only.
Oh, okay.
Maruti only, not Maruti.
Oh, okay.
Same way, you will not get the word Maruti. Suppose you get the ach. You are familiar with ach now, right?
Yes.
So suppose you get a word in the sutra somewhere like achi instead of ach, achi. That means like just Marut became Maruti in 7th vibhakti. Achi is the 7th vibhakti of ach.
Okay.
Okay.
And that 7 vibhakti is more like a Pāṇini's 7 vibhakti.
This is Pāṇini's 7th vibhakti. Okay.
Right.
Other general 7th vibhakti, then I will not color it, and you will know just by the vibhakti ending. Oh, this must be a regular Pāṇini 7th vibhakti, regular 7th vibhakti.
So even though it's colored in actually the table, it's still really Pāṇini's 7th vibhakti we are talking about.
Correct.
Okay.
Which table? Oh, yeah. Right. Okay.
Thank you.
I just color coded because these 4 vibhaktis are used with the 7th meaning. All the other 3 vibhaktis which are all in black and white, they are not used for special purpose by Pāṇini.
Okay, and that's why Marut is very important to know.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Now let's go back to this table. Okay, this is the ach sandhi table. This is a summary table. Okay, and after the last class, I had a short discussion. This is not a verbal discussion on WhatsApp with somebody it's kind of thought that, the concept of vibhakti, the discussion we are having now, the seventh vibhakti and all this, may be a little overwhelming. And again, my standard answer is wait for a couple of sutras, couple of sandhis, familiar sandhis, sutras, and then you will know about it. Now, what is this table? Now, this table says if the Purvapada ends with a, Parapada starts with a. You can see my cursor?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, just to take an example, Purvapada ends with a, okay, because this gray column, first gray column is the Purvapada ending or the Purva Varna. And the gray top row is the Paravarna or the first letter of Parapada. What does this table show? This table shows if the Purva Varna is a, Paravarna is also a, that means it is Savarna, then the combination of them will come under the Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. Okay, Dirgha Sandhi or Sandhi number 1. Like Medhaji used to show in the Visarga Sandhi, she get Shivoham Sandhi and Guru Brahma Sandhi. But here she gave just the number. Okay, so to save space, I call Sandhi number 1 is the Dirgha Sandhi. Okay, Dirgha Sandhi is generally called as a Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. Okay, Dirgha happens when the Purvapada and Parapada are alike or Savarna. And you can see that Savarna Dirgha Sandhi comes along the diagonal. Okay. What is in the Purvapada is the same as the Parapada. This is like a row number is same as the column number in a matrix. Okay, that is why Savarna Dirgha. So what does this table show? This table shows if Purvapada is this and Parapada is this will be the result. Okay. So for example, if the Purvapada is a or a, okay, and say Parapada is e. Okay, let's look at this. Purvapada is a and Parapada is e. You have here. Okay. So Sandhi number 2 is Guna Sandhi. Okay. Purvapada is a, Parapada is e. The result will be a. If you are writing in a mathematical form, then you can say a plus e equals a. This is the Ganesha Sandhi. Gana, Akara, Isha, Ikara. So you get Ganesha. So this table says only that. Okay. If the Purvapada is this, if the Purvapada is a, Parapada is b, the result is c. Okay, a, b, and c change depending on what the Purvapada is, Parapada is. So you go along to check for what the Purvapada is. Go along the first column, find out where you are, and then what the Parapada is, you go along the top row and find out where it is. Whichever box you fit in, that Sandhi is in play. But this table doesn't tell you why it is like that or what the steps involved. Like for example, if the Purvapada is EE and Parapada is say Parapada is A, Purvapada is E, Parapada is A, then the Sandhi is the Sandhi number 4. Okay, so the result of that combination will be a Yakara. Okay, so E plus A will become Ya. Okay, so E plus U will become U. Okay, something like that. Okay, and we will see all of these several examples for all these 7 sandhis. Okay, but this table will not tell you what are the steps in getting from E plus A to Ya. Okay, those steps are discussed in the individual pages of the textbook. Okay, like page 59 or something will talk about the Yant Sandhi. Okay, in this book. So that will give the step-by-step process.
So,
Again, yeah.
One question, if you don't mind. So, if I take that first thing, right? A in Purvapada, A in Parapada.
Yeah.
So, we are replacing 2 Dirgha As with 1 Dirgha.
Yeah,
right?
that is, obviously there are 4 combinations, right?
Yes.
The Purvapada can be Rasva, Parapada can be Dirgha. So there are 4 combinations.
Yes.
So,
but regardless of it, I'm going
yes.
to replace it. And similarly, it will follow for U and
Exactly.
R. Okay.
Yes. You will see that specifically mentioned in the sutras. Sutras are very specific. If the Purvapada can be A or A or A or A, the result is only Dirgha A. Even if the Purvapada is a Pluta, 3 matra, Pluta plus Pluta also will give you only Dirgha.
Oh,
Okay.
so even if it is 3 matra on either side,
even if
you'll
it is
still
3 plus 3, you will end up with only 2 matras.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
Okay, because there is no Savarna Pluta Sandhi, there is only Savarna Dirgha Sandhi.
So this is actually a cheat sheet.
This is actually a cheat sheet, or a cheat sheet, or you can say reference sheet. This won't give you the workings of it, but if you just want to see, this is like our multiplication table. You don't have to go starting from 1 times, 2 times like this. It will be given, okay, row versus column. Okay, just any table.
This is vowel for idiots, sir. Right?
Huh?
Vowel for idiots, like those idiot manuals.
Okay, so this is the what of it. What is the result of a combination? How is the result arrived at is given in the individual sheets of the sandhi. Okay, like later on, suppose if we have talked about a plus a giving ya. So it I think it's somewhere in the 50s sheet. Okay, so here all step by step is given here. Okay, so yan sandhi. If the Purvapada is ik, Parapada is such, this is replaced. If it is e and e, it is something. If it is u and u, it is something. So this gives a kind of a step by step. Okay, but still this step by step doesn't give you all the sutra background. That is the why of it. Why does this u change into va? That is explained very detailed in the sutra. Okay, so I was telling somebody that, you know, to understand the table is okay as a cheat sheet, but it won't tell you why it happens and the steps it happens. It just gives you the final result. That's what we did in the Visarga Sandhi also. We just didn't go through all the sutras. We went through the steps, but we didn't go through all the sutras behind those steps. Okay, in Swara and Vyanjana Sandhi, we will do those. Okay. So let's look at the summary table first, all the possibilities first, and then go to each of the possibilities. Okay. So if the Purvapada is a, and Parapada is a, then you have Dirgha Sandhi. So along the diagonal you have one, like a giving Dirgha, e giving Dirgha, e, u giving Dirgha, u, and r, okay, you know, r generally have Raswa and Dirgha, and the r only have Raswa. Okay, it doesn't have, it has only Raswa and Pluta and no Dirgha. So any combination, r, they're all Savarna. We mentioned that about earlier. R has 18 different shades and l has 12. So there's 30 different shades. So any combinations of those 30 times 30 will give you only r. Okay. So that is Savarna Dirgha Sandhi, goes along the diagonal. Now, suppose if the Purvapada is Akara, Parapada is not Akara, then what happens? Then there's another Sandhi called Guna Sandhi. Okay, Akara plus Ikara. This is the Devendra, Mahendra, Ganesha, Suresha, all those are Guna Sandhi, Akara plus Ikara. Okay, and Akara plus Ukara, all these behave similarly. Number 2 Sandhi, if the Purvapada is Akara, Parapada is I, U, R, then they all come under the group called Guna Sandhi. Okay. Whoever is doing the side talk, please be on mute.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay. So different combinations. As I said, there is 9 Purvapada ending, 9 Parapada ending. So 81 combinations, but some of them behave similarly. So in the Parapada is I, U, R, L, they behave in a similar way. So they follow the same sutra under Guna Sandhi. So Guna Sandhi Sutra they follow. So Sandhi number 1, Sandhi number 2. Okay, up to R. Okay, if the Parapada is Akara, you have Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. If Parapada is any of the Ik, that is Ivur, then we have Guna Sandhi. What happens when the Parapada is AIOO? Then there is another sutra. Okay, that's called a Vruddhi Sandhi. Okay, we'll look at that also. That those 4 letters behave similarly. So there is similarly, and so they follow a Vriddhi Sandhi Sutra. Okay, so that is number 3. Then what happens? Because that covers Purvapada, Akara, and all the vowels for Parapada. Okay, Sandhi number 1, 2, 3. Now, what happens if the Purvapada is not Akara? Okay, again, if the Purvapada I, U, R, okay, then they behave in a similar way. So you can see that the Purvapada is I, U, R, or the Purvapada is Ik, and Parapada is anything other than the Savarna. Okay, I has its own Savarna, U has its own Savarna, R has its own Savarna. Anything other than that, they will all follow Yan Sandhi, Sandhi number 4. Okay, you see this box, and this box continue here, Sandhi number 4. Follow the mouse. So this big box here is the Yan Sandhi. What does the Yan Sandhi say? Yan Sandhi is if the Purvapada is Ik and Parapada is any vowel other than the Savarna, then the result is a Yan Sandhi. Okay, we'll start with the Yan Sandhi today, after we cover this table summary. Okay, so that covers all the Akara plus Ik is covered now on the Purvapada side. What is left is only Eng, A-I-O-O on the Purvapada. That is a kind of a whole, is a big box. Okay, because there is no Savarna Dirgha Sandhi, doesn't apply here. So if the Purvapada is anything, so what is this group called? A-O-I-O. What is the short form abbreviation for A-O-I-O?
H.
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 H. Okay, because starting with A all the way up to O. Okay.
Diphthongs?
So, yeah, diphthongs, but we slowly start getting used to Pāṇinian method. Okay, so if the Purvapada is H, okay, that's the leftover after the first 5 are covered. If the Purvapada is H, and whatever the Parapada is, they all generate what is called a Ayavayava Sandhi, or the Sandhi number 5. Okay. Now Ayavayava, don't worry about it. It's actually a very nice name because it is the combination I, Av. If you tell them these 4 together, you will end up with this. Okay. Vaha, the Akara and the Visarga at the end is added to make it plural. Okay. Otherwise, it is Ayavayam. Okay. So this is nothing new. It's actually these 4 things said together. Okay. So that
Jagdish, one quick question on the table, how to read it?
Yeah.
If Purvapada is the Ikara and Parapada is Vakara, it is a blank. So what does it mean?
What is that?
Ikara, Purvapada is Ikara and Parapada is Vakara.
Okay, it is not blank. It is Yan. So all this, the Yan Sandhi is all the box within this boundary.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
There are sources where each of these boxes are individually filled with you all the way, and woo all the way. Instead of that, this looks less crowded. Okay.
Yeah,
so the combination for E and Wu also is Ya. Okay, that is why I made a thick boundary so that everything in here is the Adesha is Ya.
Okay.
Okay. More details will follow in the individual sandhis. Okay. So before I go to the
Question?
presentation part, I have to be clear about this table.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Where does the 5 start? Which the paras side? Where does it start and where does it end?
Okay,
please?
para side starts all the way from akara to all the way aukara. Okay, that means there is parapada can be any swara.
A through au, all the
au, everything short are included.
But you said the 5 is only where is the box of the 5 that I'm
It's the whole box.
Then the 7 is also there.
7 is an exception within 5.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay. So you can see that there's a small box within the big box. That means it's the exception. Just like we saw in the Visarga Sandhi.
Okay.
Okay. There's an exception for ksha, right? If the parapada is a ksha.
Yes.
Okay. So same way.
Jagdish, one question, just in the parapada, purvapada, you have included lurk in r, whereas in parapada, it has been kept separately. Any reason?
The reason maybe, I think it is simplified, because if you see that the book didn't give that. I added the box. The l box, I added it.
Gotcha. So we could as well add it to r on both purva and pada. The result will be still r, right?
Yes, you can. But if you saw that in the savarna, in the pronunciation, savarnas, r and r belong together. That is why they are clubbed here. Okay, and even you can see the little difference here. This box, I extended it to make it big.
Yeah.
You see the different shade of gray. In the textbook, the boundary is here. In your copies, the boundary will be here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I didn't want in the purvapada the absence of row. Just for completion's sake, I added in the first column also. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There is a reason why in the row it is mentioned, because there's a guna sandhi. Okay, where we'll talk about guna sandhi. Okay.
Okay.
In the parapada, there is a reason why it is added.
So the way I read hers is, in the book, if the purvapada is r, parapada is l, it is actually yanasandhi with r.
Yes.
It's not r, it is yanasandhi.
Yeah, if it is yanasandhi, suppose the purvapada is l in the blue box here. Okay. And the purvapada is any of those. And if the parapada is what is that? We will come to that. Okay.
Okay.
So if the parapada start with l, then you will end with the l here. So there's a provision should be made for the l. It is not r. Okay. The replacement is r only in the savarna dirgha sandhi. Okay. Whereas in the yan sandhi, the replacements can be ya, va, ra, and la. So a provision should be made for the lakara in the yan sandhi, and that is why I added that box. Okay. The book itself doesn't give the lakara for the yan sandhi. You are right that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. In the guna sandhi, it accounts for it, but not in the yan sandhi.
Yeah, but in this yan sandhi, if the purvapada is r, and the parapada is l, then the result is yan sandhi with the r.
Yes.
At least that's how her table,
Yes.
Michika's table reads.
Yeah. That will be a misnomer. Okay.
Okay.
We'll clarify that when we come to the guna sandhi. Okay. There's a little more technical detail there also.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions about how to read this table? Okay. And fortunately, there are not many sandhis involving the l kara. Okay. Even when we teach the class and we have to come up with an example, we have to make a kind of a artificial sounding example for sandhis involving the l. Okay. Because the words are so rare. But for completion purposes, to be mathematically right, we discussed that. Any questions before I go to the first sandhi? Okay.
One question I have. What is on top of the box, there is a kakara that is pointing. Ik, you have as a bracket, then ka, then h, then ch. I didn't understand that part.
I will give you that as your homework. Find out yourself. No. I will give you a clue. have the Maheshwara Sutra chart in front of you. Then it'll
Are those
occur to you
the-
what it means.
Are those the it?
It, yeah, the
Okay.
it letter.
Where does the it letter k come? After what? In the
Rul
Maheshwara Sutra
Like,
table.
Rulruk.
Ruk, right? So that is where it is ka is put, just to indicate.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. I
See?
got it.
That's simple.
Yes.
Same thing here. There is a sutra
Yes.
for eng, because there's a ng is the it letter. After, when did the ng come? After o.
Yes.
Okay? All right. If there are no further questions, let's see where we were in the book. So anybody has any question on the table, can ask that, or we can go back, I can ask the question in WhatsApp. Surprisingly, in WhatsApp, I know that there are people who are listening to the class after hours because they cannot attend live. But in the WhatsApp, I rarely get any questions on the things that's covered in the class. I get a lot of questions which are not covered in the class, in the sense, what is the meaning of this word? What is the vibhakti of that word? Something out of the textbook. A lot of other questions also, not related to the class. I do answer those, but then I'm surprised that people who are not attending live, you guys have a chance to ask the question and get the answer right away. Whereas those who are supposed to be listening to that after the class, because they may be in the West Coast or in India. So I haven't gotten many questions on the topic covered on the previous class. Okay. That apart, let's go to where we left it in the book, and then we'll go to the presentation. So where we're in the book, we are on this sheet. Okay, I think we will have covered all this. Okay, so the first case shows what is the replacement or substitute. Sixth case shows what is being replaced or the sthani. I would have put sixth first, because first you have to find out what is to be replaced. So as the sketch indicates, six will be replaced by, or what is indicated by sixth vibhakti will be replaced by what is indicated by prathama vibhakti in the sutra, if the conditions before and after are met. Okay, purva nimitta and paranimitta are satisfied. Sometimes both the reasons should be satisfied. Sometimes one of the ends may be free. Okay, it doesn't matter what is the purva nimitta. Okay, what letter is there before doesn't matter sometimes. Okay, sometimes what if parapada doesn't matter. For all parapada sutra applies. Or all purvapada the sutra applies. In that case, there is no restriction on the purva nimitta. So there may not be anything shown in blue. Now this is PDF. So I can't change the colors here. Okay, so all these text boxes I put in on the PDF. So they are all in blue. So just to indicate it is not black, so that you know that this is something I put in, not part of the text. Okay. Another thing I have to talk about, whenever we talk about a sutra, and as I said, as you know, sutra is a meta language. Okay, so the words in sutra will be hard to understand unless you have the background of the grammar. Okay, general Saṁskṛta literary knowledge will not help. So just like understanding any, say, Gita verse, to understand the teaching completely, there are certain steps. So first thing is the Gita verses is in Saṁskṛta and it is in a chandas. So the words will have to be rearranged. Any sandhis are there which are made. Sandhis are made, words are displaced from their position in the prose order. So the sandhis have to be broken. The words has to be rearranged into a prose form so that you will have a meaningful sentence what the verse is saying. Okay, like if you have a verse, then the first thing is the padacheda. Padacheda is breaking the verse, breaking the any sandhis in the verse. Okay. Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsavaha Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kima Kuruvata Sanjaya. Okay. Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samavetaha Yuyutsavaha. There is not a big sandhi other than the Visarga Ropa sandhi there. Okay. Mamaka Pandavaschaiva. You pronounce it as one, but it is Mamakaha Pandavaha Cha Eva. Okay. Then there's Kima Kurvata. You have to break it. It is a Kim Akurvata Sanjaya. Okay. Unless you do break this sandhi, make and rearrange the words in the prose order, getting the intended meaning of the words is not possible. Same thing applies here also. Okay. So first thing is padacheda, and rearranging is not all that important because this is not any descriptive sentence. This is sutra or a formula. Okay, but then we have to find out each word of the sutra what vibhakti it is, because by now we know the importance of vibhakti. Okay, vibhakti is what decides what is undergoing change and what is the replacement and what condition is being met by the Purvavarna and Paravarna and all those things. So adding vibhaktis is the next. Okay. Fortunately, in all the Medhaji's books, she already gave the vibhakti notation. It's like in a fraction form. So we'll come to that vibhakti notation. Okay. And then we have to know what any anuvritti, any words needs to be borrowed from the previous words. Okay. And then any samāsas, if there's two words are combined by meaning, then we have to understand the meaning of the combined or the combined word. Okay. Then we have to find out how the sutra works. Sutra vritti here means process. Like in Vedanta, generally, vritti means the thought process. Okay, but here how step by step the sutra works. So that is how the sutras work. Okay, padacheda, vibhakti, anuvritti, samasa, anything. Okay, we'll do all those things. We'll do step by step. And during those steps, I may not say, oh, this is the padacheda, this is the vibhakti, but you will know that these things we have to do to understand the sutras. Okay, this vibhakti notation. So let me go to the Marut Shabda and okay. So everybody is familiar with this now, right? This is not a practice of vibhaktis for Rama Shabda, because for the understanding of the sutras, we have to understand at least these 4 vibhaktis. Okay. So what are the notations? Like suppose something is in the Prathama vibhakti, Ekavachana. Then to the right top of that, in the sutra, right top of that word, we will have a 1-1. Okay, that means Prathama Ekavachana. Suppose there is a 6-3. Okay. So we'll indicate that 6-3. The first number is the vibhakti and the second number is vachana. Okay. Vibhakti 1, 2, 3 obviously is Prathama to Saptami vibhakti. And the number after the second number is Ekavachana, Dvivachana, Bahuvachana. Okay. Ekavachana, Dvivachana obviously 1 and 2. And Bahuvachana will be indicated by 3. So if you see anything like 1, 2, that means Prathama vibhakti, Dvivachana. Any questions about that?
Jagdish, but what you are showing here, this is the regular Saṁskṛta vibhakti.
These are regular Saṁskṛta vibhakti.
This is not Pāṇini. Pāṇini also will use the 5-3. I'm trying to link this back to the Pāṇinian vibhakti.
Yeah, we will come to we will know the difference. Like, what is the difference between Maruti and Achi? The difference you will know when you use this 7th case or the Paranimitta context in one or two of the sutras. Okay.
So at this stage, our only takeaway is this is the number system,
right,
for the regular
number system. That is why I brought this up.
Okay.
Okay. Like, to give you an example, suppose there is a sutra. Okay. Suppose the sutra wants to say, if the purva nimitta, if the place of change is preceded by a vowel, Okay. So preceded by means it is fifth vibhakti, right? Purva nimitta. Okay. Vowel is ach. Okay. Purva nimitta is fifth vibhakti. Ach is the vowel. So you will make it ach and 5-1. Okay. Marut 5-1 is marutaha. Ach 5-1 will be achaha. So you will find a word like achaha in the sutra. Okay.
Run that once more, please. So
Okay. Suppose, because you asked the question, okay, I am giving an example. Suppose there is a Purvapada, or let's say take the Parapada, it's simple because you will get the achi very, very often. Suppose it says this change will happen if the place of change is followed by an ach, swara. Okay, suppose there is a sutra which says this change will happen if the Parapada or what comes after the sthana is an ach. Okay, so because the sutra is saying what comes after or what is followed is a swara. Swara is ach. What is followed by should be shown in the seventh vibhakti. Seventh vibhakti of ach. Okay. Seventh vibhakti of marut is maruti. Seventh vibhakti of ach is achi. That is how we'll decide when you see a word achi in the sutra, you'll say, oh, this is ach seventh vibhakti. Because marut seventh vibhakti is maruti, ach seventh vibhakti is achi. The word like marut won't come in the sutra, right?
yeah.
What sutra will come is say ach or hal or ik. Those are the things that come in sutra. Okay.
So Jagdishaji, so are we looking at only the Ekavachanam or will there be?
No, we will get Bahuvachanam also. Okay. Vibhakti is much more important than the Vachana. Okay, because Vibhakti depends on which is changing and changing into what.
Okay.
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 And Dvivachana and Bahuvachana will come, but they are not as important as knowing the Vibhakti. Vibhakti has to be known exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
For example, when you said, yes,
Go ahead.
the example that you mentioned about ach,
Yeah.
we were looking at the seventh case, and
Yeah.
you said it's ti, so
Achi.
achi.
Yeah.
So that's why. So in this case, when you said ti, it's only the singular that we are.
Yeah, the singular, the e ending, marut is the pratipadika. Marut became maruti. Same way, ach seventh case will become achi.
Achi.
Okay.
Okay, that way. Because ach is a cha ending. Okay. Suppose there is something else ending with akara, then we'll behave more like Rama Shabda because it's ending in
Okay.
akara.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And there may be other also, but I just wanted to, because these are the two, akaranta and any vyanjananta are the more common Pāṇinian acronyms or the abbreviations. I just gave you these two so that you will know what it is. Okay. Now let us go to the book. Okay, so this is done. So next thing is in the book is a Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. Okay, but I wanted to go to Sandhi number 4 and then we'll come to Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. There's a reason why I wanted to do that way. Okay, now Sandhi number 4 is called Yan Sandhi. Where is number 4?
59.
Okay. Yan Sandhi. Okay, this is what we'll cover. So, Yan Sandhi will be our first step, slow first step into Pāṇinian way of understanding the sutras. Okay. So, what does the Yan Sandhi say? When a ik is immediately followed by an ach. Okay. Yan is the substitute for that ik. How do we translate this? When an ik is what?
Purvapada.
No, ik expands. What are the letters that come under ik?
Simple vowels.
Ulruk.
Okay. So this is the time when you have to have the Maheshwara Sutra table handy. Okay. So any ik during a sandhi, if they are followed by an ach. What is an ach?
R to O.
All vowels.
All vowels.
Okay. So simply put, okay, if they are followed by anything R to O, that will change into a yan. What is a yan?
One.
Yan is yavarala.
Okay, yavarala.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So
Ra.
huh?
It's Ra, right?
Yeah, yavarala.
Yeah, correct. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Because the first it starts with ya, even though ha is in the same cell, you are starting with ya, and you know the ta that comes in between, it is circled, so it's an ith letter, so it doesn't count. Okay, yavarala. So let's look at this and then go back to the presentation part to clarify that. Okay, let's try.
Jagdish, is the la nasalized in that?
In the sutra, it is nasalized. Okay, that is not relevant for this. The nasalization of the la is important in the guna sandhi, and at that time I will tell what the nasalization means, and maybe spend a few more minutes on the ith letters also before that. Okay. So what does it mean? Ik, if followed by ach, that ik will change into a yan. Okay. So this is the sutra. We'll not worry about the sutra right now. We'll go to the presentation part to clarify the sutra. So when ik is followed by ach, that an is the substitution in the place of ik. So ik will be replaced by an. Okay. So the ach should be there, but ach will not change. Okay. Only the ik will change into one of the yan letters. Okay.
Jagdish, question. So in the table that we saw, right? Ik, u, etc. But if the following parapada is e of dirgha e, then the yan doesn't apply. This way, when I read this, it's almost like wherever there is a, ik followed by ach, I'll use yan sandhi.
Yes.
But it doesn't put the case of the dirgha. Is it because we are jumping?
No, dirgha is, when you say ik is ikara. Ikara means all the e's. Rasva, dirgha, pluta, all the e's.
That's the first letter.
No.
I think he's asking.
Let me restate it, right? So the way I read this sandhi, this one is.
You're referring to the table.
I'm referring back to the table. Okay. In the table, we said e, dirgha, or this thing, and it is e and e. I will use a dirgha e. But that is not the case when I read this particular yan sandhi. Yan sandhi is, ich versus, right? Ik versus, the ach, right? Everything will be yan, but it's not the case, right?
Why? What is not the case?
So if I look at this table, if I just take the second e and e,
okay,
and then if I take the top row, it is till till right.
Yes.
So the whole vowels with the purva pada being e, then the way I read it, the particular this thing is it is all yan. But there is an exception.
Okay. Let's put it this way. Suppose the Purva Pada ends with any of the 18 varieties of E. Okay. Ikara has 18 varieties, right? Even though only Hrasva and Dirgha shown here, Ikara has 18 varieties.
Correct.
Remember that, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
If the Purva Pada ends with any of the 18 varieties of Ikara,
yeah,
and the Parapada starts with any of the 18 varieties of akara. Okay?
I got it. My question is
the replacement for all those 18 varieties of ikara or ikaras is the y.
Yeah.
I think what he's asking is that the ach part is there, ak part is there, right? Ak includes the savarna-dirgha sandhi. The ak in the yan sandhi includes
we leave out the savarna-dirgha sandhi. Okay, we will cover that in the savarna-dirgha sandhi.
Okay, because we are stepping into a fourth this thing, that's why.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay.
You'll understand the reason why I wanted to start with the yan sandhi, and generally it is good to start with the yan sandhi and then go to the savarna-dirgha sandhi. Okay.
Yeah.
You will see when we come to the savarna-dirgha sandhi, then you will realize why I didn't start with the savarna-dirgha sandhi.
Yeah. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, so your question is a valid question in the sense there is a provision for that in the sutra. If the purvapada can be, or the participating vowels, okay, purvapada can be any of the 18 varieties of ikara, and the parapada can start with any of the 18 varieties akara. The purvapada ika ee will be replaced. Okay, the ik will be replaced by only ya. Okay, same way. The purvapada can be any 18 varieties of ukara. If the parapada is any of the vowels, that u or any of the 18 varieties will be replaced by just the v. Okay, and the parapada will add on to the v. Okay, and you will see that with the examples. Okay.
The semi-ya were right?
Yeah.
Regardless of whether it is dirgha or any of the 18 varieties.
Yeah,
all
you
I'm
will
going to
get
do is
the yakara pure vowel. Yakara,
yes,
bakara.
Pure vowel.
Okay. And to that pure vowel, whatever the parapada, the ach part will add on. Okay, let's go back to that page 59. Okay, so when ik is followed by an ach, yan is the replacement for the ik. Okay, now how many iks are there? Just in the table, each one of them has 18. But how many letters are there? E, U, R, 4 letters, right?
Yeah.
So the 4 possibilities of ik, only 4 possibilities. Okay, how many end letters are there?
4 possibilities.
4 possibilities. Do you see a correspondence between these 4 and 4?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when we say ik is replaced by yan, ik can be one of the letters. Which of the 4 is the replacement? Is it ya? Is it y, ra, or la? Or you're free to change anything?
No, e probably would go with a ya, u would go with a wa, right?
Yeah. Why is that?
Correspondence?
Yeah.
With the palette. It's a palette, same place.
Right. It is sthana. Okay?
Same place.
Sthana. Okay, so E is being replaced. What do you replace with should be, there will be some correspondence. Okay, this is like a matrimonial matching. There should be some kind of a match. Okay. Now, EE being palatal, the replacement among the 4, you look for the palatal, which is the best fit. Okay, so if the purvapada ends with EE and parapada is a vowel, the EE or the ikara will be replaced only by yakara, not varala. Okay, so why is that? Because for that also there is a sutra. So that is what Pāṇini Sutra says here on 1150. See, these are the things in the yan sandhi, the controlling sutra is here, 6177. Okay, but then you end up with, okay, there are 4 ik letters which can be replaced by 4 yan letters. Can any of the yan letter replace the given ik? No. Why not? Because there is a sutra. Okay, it makes common sense also. Okay, the replacement should match what is being replaced, at least with its sthana. So what is the sutra says? Sutra says sthane antaratamaha. Okay, antaratama means the least difference or the closest. So what is given here? Sthaninaha, for the sthani here is ik. Aneke adeshaha sambhavanti chet, if the adesha indicates multiple possibilities. Sambhavanti chet means if there is a possibility of multiple. Aneke adeshaha. Okay. So sthaninaha, for one, say Purvapada ends with E and you have 4 possibilities. That possibility happens. Tebhyaha, among them, sadrishatamaha adeshaha, which is the most likely the one that being replaced is mandated. Okay. So sthaninaha, for the sthani, aneke adeshaha, multiple replacements, sambhavanti chet, if possible. Among them, tebhyaha, sadrishatamaha, the closest to the sthani should be replaced. Okay, the replacement should be closest to the sthani. Makes perfect sense also. That is the reason why when you talk about EE, the replacement is only yakara, because the yakara has the same sthana as ikara. Okay, somebody else has a question? Okay, same way, vukara is a labial. Okay, va. Among the 4, va is the best fit. Okay, so if ikara in a sandhi is followed by an ach, that ikara will be replaced by va. Okay, v. Same way, r is cerebral, will be replaced by ra, and l, because being dental vowel, will be replaced by la. Make sense?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
Only
let's,
one question here. You have sthane is 7-1.
yeah.
So 7-1 is
Now
more.
here, no. Here sthane is, here sthane is the general meaning.
Okay.
Closest with respect to the sthana. So with respect to the topic. So this is Vishaya Saptami. Okay.
Okay.
That is why I didn't change it into red.
Right. Okay. I was like, okay.
Okay. Here
Yeah,
is
that's
Vishaya Saptami.
Right. Vishaya Saptami. Okay.
Okay. And you can look at this sketch here. Okay. Before we go to the presentation.
Yeah.
The ik, if it is followed by ach. Now the ik is being replaced. So that is why it's shown in 6. Okay. This is how she shows with the circle. Okay. So there will be Purvapada here on the right, left. To the left of the ik, there will be the rest of the Purvapada. Okay. Purvapada is ending in ik. And the Parapada is starting with, so the rest of the Parapada will be there to the right of it. Okay. But we are worried about only the 2 letters that is coming together. So the replacement for ik is 1. So 6, if followed by 7, is replaced by 1. Okay. What is the replacement? One of the end letters. Which one of the end letters? Which is closest to the ik being replaced. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Let's take one of the examples here. Let's take just one example on each. Okay. Iti plus atra. Okay. Iti ends with ikara. Okay. That is this circle. Okay. Purvapada anta. Okay. Atra starts with one of the ach letters. Okay. So ach. So this yakara will be replaced. This ikara will be replaced by ya. So that is why you get with iti plus atra will be ityatra. So this will be, and let's go one ukara and then go to the presentation. Okay. Wu, the ik letter. Okay. I, uru, so wu is the ik letter followed by ach. Wu will be replaced by 1. Tu, atra, twatra. Tu, iti, twiti. Okay. All those things. Tu ends with ukara followed by akara. So tu plus the u will become vu. So it will become vu, atra, twatra. Okay. This is step by step. I'll show you in the presentation. Okay. So this sketch part is clear.
So, Jagdishaji, there's no Purva Nimittam then in this case.
There is no Purva Nimittam because whatever is before the sthana doesn't matter. It can be any letter. Okay. That is why there is no Purva Nimitta. That means the Purva Nimitta is free. It will be applicable to anything that is before the EE.
So that's for
Doesn't
all
have a say.
yan sandhis. That's the case.
Okay, for all yan sandhis, that's the case. There is nothing in blue, nothing in fifth vibhakti. That means what is before the ik doesn't matter. Clear?
Yeah, thank you.
Jagdishi, one question. So the tvatra, so tu consists of the half ta plus u,
yeah,
and plus atra.
Yeah.
So the half ta stays.
Yeah.
The half va, which is the yan sandhi, plus
Yeah,
a
result of
becomes
yan sandhi.
full,
Yes.
becomes the regular a,
Yes.
regular va.
Yes.
Okay.
It becomes regular a, regular va, or the full va because of the a here.
Because there. Yes, yes.
Okay. So it is tu plus atra. Tu plus u plus atra will become v plus atra. Means tv plus atra, tvatra.
Correct.
Okay. That will show with the colors in the presentation. That's why I wanted to go to the presentation before the end of the class. Okay. Any question here till now? It will be clarified.
Mahoday, a quick question. Mahoday, a quick question. But when you get tvatra, if you were to go backwards, you don't know whether it's going to be a two with a hrasva u or a dirgha u, right? You don't know that.
Yeah. That is true. That is why breaking the sandhi is a little difficult. But then you have to see, look up whether the hrasva tu ending is a meaningful word or the dirgha tu. There is no word ending with the long tu.
Got it.
Okay. Even if there is, it may not fit the context.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Okay. So let me open the presentation. Sandhi and stop sharing and start sharing the slides. Okay. So we were on this and we covered all of this, and some people had questions on this, and I said most of the questions will be answered when we go into an example sandhi. That example sandhi is now. Okay. So let's go to the yan sandhi first. Guna sandhi, vriddhi sandhi, and yan sandhi. Okay. So this is the yan sandhi table. Let me start from the beginning. Okay. So let's go to the presentation mode with the blank slate. Okay. So this is the yan sandhi. One example, or the yan sandhi. You have a background about what a yan sandhi is now. That is why I went to the textbook. Yan sandhi is any ik followed by an ach, any swara. Ik is ivururu. If it is followed by any ach, that e will be replaced by corresponding yan letter. Okay. I have an example here. Okay. Some of these you are very familiar. Some of them are made up. Okay. Ityuchyate dhatvarthaha datraudaryam pratyekam gurvranam talvidam. How many of these 6 words everybody has heard? Couple of people can answer.
1. 2.
Which one?
2. The first and the last.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. In that means, yeah, pratyekam also. Okay. Most likely, this dhatvartaha is a grammatic word used mostly in grammar. It is not very, very difficult. It is dhatvartaha means dhatoho artaha. Okay. The meaning of a verb root. Okay. Ityuchyate, we talked about that. It comes in Gita. Khalvidam comes in a lot of places. Okay, even in our one of the Mahavakyas it comes, I think. Okay, Khalvidam.
Conversation.
Yeah. Pratyekam comes in all languages. Okay, maybe not as pratyekam, but pratyeka or pratyek in Hindi. It comes in all languages. Okay, pratyeka means each one. Okay, each and every one. Okay. So some of the things I brought up. Dhatvarta, this datraudaryam, I kind of made it up. Okay, just to indicate as many iks as possible and as many achs as possible. And that I can fit in one page. So I couldn't put more than six examples in one page. So I had to restrict. Okay, even though the possibilities are many. How many possibilities are there for Yan Sandhi? A, I, U, R, L, 4 ik letters, and all the ach letters, 9. So how many possibilities are there?
36.
36.
16.
No, 36. Four times. Okay. Not
Oh.
36 actually. 4 times. Okay, let's do the math. 4 times 9, 36.
Yeah.
But is there actually 36 spaces?
No, the
You
four
have to take
diagonal
out the
ones are
Savarna Dirgha in between, right?
and the
Yeah.
diagonal.
Okay, so 36 minus 4. So 32 possibilities. And 32 possibilities, I could find examples, I think, but then I can't fit it in a page. So I kind of mix and match. Now let's say some of the things, even though they're okay. Ityuchate, iti uchyate. Dhatvartaha. Anybody? How to split it?
Dhatu artha.
Yeah.
Dhatu plus artaha. So dhatu, purvapada ends with ukara, one of the ik. Right? How about dhatraudaryam?
Dhatra audaryam.
Okay, dhatra. So purvapada ending with r. So I have to get an example with the r ending purvapada because r is an ik letter. Okay. I didn't find any for l. So l, you don't have an example. Pratyekam.
Pratyekam.
Okay, tell me the letters that's taking part in the sandhi. Purvapada and Parapada.
E and
Prati plus Eka.
E and A.
Okay, so ikara and ekara. That is the right answer. When I say tell me the letters or the varnas that take part in the sandhi. So that means your answer should be E plus A.
Yeah, Prati Ekam.
Okay. Now what about here? Gurvranam.
Guru Runam.
So this is ukara. The ik is ukara, whereas the parapada is starting with the r. I just, Gurvranam, like what you owe to the teacher. Guroho Runam. Okay, the debt owed to the guru. Okay, so this is a word I made up to highlight a ik or the parapada starting with the r. Okay, purvapada ending with vu are very common, but parapada starting with r are very few. Okay, khalvidam is very, very common. Khalu, ukaranta, idam, ikaradi. Okay, so this step is just splitting that. Iti uchyate, dhatu artaha, dhatra audaryam, prati ekam. Okay, guru, runam, khalu, idam. Okay, we know all this. Now let's separate the letters that take part in the sandhi and assign the colors. Okay, so ityuchate is iti is it plus e. Okay, whatever taking active part in the sandhi or the whatever is taking part in the sandhi, active part is only the e, are put in the parenthesis just for ease of understanding. Now I took the liberty of making the ikara here into green. Why? How could I do that?
Because it's going to be changed.
See, because in the result, you know that the ikara is not there anymore.
Yeah.
It is replaced. So that means the ikara is the place of change. Okay. And after the place of change, whatever came is the paranimitta. Okay. And then there is, you can see here, the purvapada can be any consonant. Okay. Well, some of the examples I got are the th ending, but there's a la ending, r ending. It can be any, doesn't matter at all. Can the letter before the ikara, can it be a vowel? Yes. This is a very rhetoric, dumb question.
No.
Okay, so it has to be a consonant, right? And there is no restriction. It can be any consonant. It doesn't change the effect of yan sandhi. Okay, it is only the last vowel that affects. So any question here? Step 3. How I put the colors? Why there is no blue?
First, there is
I answered all those. Okay. Now,
one question.
Yeah.
Sometimes if there are two anuswaras there, not upsarga, I forget that S sign, upsarga, right?
Avagraha.
Avagraha, sorry. If there are two avagrahas and one of them is resolved to an and other one again and then basically combines with the paravarna and becomes the past tense of that word, or it can be not a past tense. So there will be confusion there.
Yeah, but here we are not talking about the avagraha at all. We don't have that issue at all here. Okay, the avagraha question comes only in Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. Okay, then we might mention it, even though we don't cover it here, but we have mentioned it several times. The question of avagraha doesn't come here, okay, because they are not of the same kind. Nothing happens dirgha or double dirgha. Nothing happens there here in the end sandhi. Okay, so we talked about, so there is, are the conditions met? Okay, so the Purva Varna is a Ikara, one of the ik letters. Okay, Paravarna is U, one of the what letters? Who has to be what letter for Yan Sandhi?
Yan Sandhi, right? Yan.
No, one of the Ach.
Yeah, one of the Ach.
Okay, so E plus Ach. So Ikara will be replaced by corresponding Yan. Okay, same way here, Ukara is replaced by the corresponding labial Vakara. Okay, labial dental. R will be replaced by the Murdhanya Yan corresponding Ra. Okay. Again, another example of E. Okay. Now here also E is replaced by Ya. But if you see the Parapada, here it is Ukara, here it is Ekara. Yeah. It doesn't have any effect. Okay. It's just the E is replaced by Ya. Again, U is replaced by Parapada, doesn't matter. Okay. But its presence should be there. It has to be vowel. Otherwise, Yan Sandhi won't happen. Okay. Khalu. U. Here it is A. And here is E. I just wanted to give whatever the possible combinations or as many possible combinations of the Purvapada or the Sthani and what possible combinations of Parapada. Okay, now what happens in the vowel within the parenthesis? Within the parenthesis, you have vowel or the consonant followed by a vowel. That means you get a full letter. Okay, Yakara plus Ukara becomes U.
That side.
Vakara plus
Get the side.
Vakara plus Akara becomes Va. Rikara plus Aukara becomes Rau. Yakara plus Ekara becomes Ye. V plus R becomes Vr. Okay. V plus E becomes V. This is just a consonant followed by a vowel will become a full letter. So that is our final word. Now, did everybody get the steps and the color coding, all these things? Because
yes,
we are, we generally, if you see the textbook, it gave the formula, it gave the explanation, then went to the example. I am going the other way. Now let's see. What are the things shown in green? There's an example of E, there's an example of U, there's an example of R, there is no example of R because it's hard to find, but you can assume that it is there. Okay. So all the things that are shown in green, which we just made ourselves a color coding. We said green will be shown by sthana. So what is commonality between all these green letters? They all are X. Agreed?
Yes.
Okay. So they are all Ik. How do you show the Ik? So it is sthana. And Pāṇini said a sthana will be shown in 6th vibhakti. Okay. What will be the 6th vibhakti for a word ending in K? If you can go to the Marut Shabda, it will be Marutaha. 6-1.
Yeah.
So Ik will be, what will be the 6th vibhakti of Ik?
Ikaha.
Ikaha. Marutaha. Ikaha. Okay. So Shashti, place of change, shown in green. All the letters, if you take all the examples, the examples given here, and any other example you can find somewhere else. Okay. If you list all of them, they will all be Ik. Okay. Shashti is Ikaha. So expect a word Ikaha in the sutra, because We proved that that has to be there. Now let's see what is shown in the other color. U. Okay. So the parapada is, we have the examples u, a, au, e, r, e, everything. Okay. So the reason why I went to the words like dat, traudaryam is just to tell you that everything from akara to aukara should be included. Because dat, traudaryam you don't find in any book or any literature. I made that one r ending and au beginning word to make dat, traudaryam. Okay, just to then I can tell you that the parapada can be anything, any vowel between a and au. Okay, so that is the paravarna or the paranimitta. Okay, so what is paranimitta? Ach, all the ach. Okay, and then I put in parenthesis asavarna because savarna will be covered in another sandhi. So that is paranimittam. Paranimittam is shown in 7th vibhakti. So the paranimitta is what? All the letters of ach. Ach in the 7th vibhakti will be what? In the marut table. Achi. Okay. So paranimittam is achi. So expect a word achi in the sutra controlling yan sandhi. Okay. When followed by what? Following the place of change. Now let's look at what is being replaced. What is in the purple color? Ya, va, ra. The example for la is not there, but you can assume that it is there. Okay. So what is our procedure? Adesha we will show in purple color. So what is the collective name for yavarala?
Yan.
Yan. Okay. Yan is adesha. Adesha, Pāṇini said we will show the adesha in Pratama Vibhakti. Okay. So what is the Pratama Vibhakti for yan? What is the Pratama Vibhakti Ekavachana for marut? Marut itself.
Yan. Yeah.
Yan itself.
Yeah.
So suppose, so you can expect the word ikaha because it is being replaced. If you can expect the word achi because that change happens only if ach follows. You can accept the word yan in the sutra, okay, because that is the replacement. Let's see. The Sutra 611, which is the controlling sutra for the yan sandhi, is iko yanachi, okay, or ikaha. Okay, green 6, yan 1, 1. Okay, don't worry about the things now because everything is in the singular anyway. Okay, achi. Make sense till now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, ikaha, yan, achi. All the 3 words, we now proved why ik should be there. Why ik should be in the 6th vibhakti. Why ach should be there. Why ach should be in the 7th vibhakti. Why yan should be in the 7th. Now, let's put them together. Okay, this samhitaya means in the topic of sandhi. Okay, one of the reasons why I took the yan sandhi first is it has a few anuvrittis compared to the other swara sandhis. Okay, yan is the simpler that way because there is not a lot of anuvritti. You have to refer back to which sutra it came from. That is the reason why we start with the ik sandhi and then go savarna dirgha sandhi, even though savarna dirgha is a simpler sandhi. Okay, in the book or in the sutra pata, you will find 6177 listed as iko yanachi. How will you break the sandhi? Iko yanachi is ikaha yanachi. What happened there?
Namo Namo.
Namo Namaha happened. Good. Okay. Yan and achi, nothing happened. There is no sandhi there because a consonant immediately followed by a vowel, they just combined as a letter. Okay. 2 varnas became a letter without any change. Yan achi, yan achi. So the sutra for yan sandhi is iko yanachi. Sometimes in my other class, I give some subhashitas and as a homework and ask people to do the full analysis. And some people say yan sandhi, some people say iko yanachi sandhi. Okay, so iko yanachi is the controlling sutra for the yan sandhi. Anything else? Okay, that is the end of it. Any questions? So this is our first step into understanding a sutra, why the sutra came into place, by taking a collection of familiar words that involves one of the sandhis in the topic. Okay, the familiar words is ityuchyate dhatu artau pratyekam khalvidam, familiar words. What is common between them? All of them had the Purvapada ending with the ik letter. All of them as the Parapada starting with an ach letter. All of them had the replacement of one of the end letters. So all of them are resultant or results of Yan Sandhi. Any questions?
Just brilliant.
Jagdishji, thank you very much.
Yeah.
You explained very well.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yes.
now are the people who are thinking about the, what is this vibhakti, 7th, 6th, a little easier to understand now? That is my purpose.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we'll stop here because 7:19.
Jagdishaji, just one other question.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Ashtadhyayi, the Sutra Pata, and 6172 says Samhitayam.
Okay.
And it has the Anuvritti up to 158.
Yeah,
which
that is because all those sutras in between are the Sandhi sutras.
Okay.
Okay, that is why Samhitayam. Okay, let's do the prayer. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pasyantu, Ma Kaśyid Dukha Bhag Bhavet, Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Mritamgamaya. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Okay, I'm sorry if you have any questions, write it down and bring it up on in the next class or send me on WhatsApp. Okay.
Shubharatri.
Thank you, Jagdishaji.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hari Om.
Thank you.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.